welcome Pablo, and welcome to this lesson about infinitives and gerunds. So, today's English lesson is about verbs. Verbs followed by other verbs. Verbs can be followed by the infinitive, to plus the base form, for example, to eat, or gerunds, verb plus the ing, eating. So, some verbs are always followed by gerunds. Enjoy. I enjoy eating fresh croissants in the morning. And some verbs are always followed by the infinitive. I want to eat eggs and bacon today. Want is an example of a verb always followed by the infinitive. But how we do know which ones to use? Unfortunately for those verbs, you just have to learn them. Sorry. There are groups that can be followed by gerunds or infinitives. These verbs are a little bit more complicated because there is a slight difference. For example, I like or I love to eat chocolate, or I love to eat chocolate in the morning. If we say I love eating, it's more general. Whereas if I say I love to eat, then it's a little more specific moment. The last group of verbs are verbs that can be followed by gerunds or infinitives, but the meaning changes quite a lot. For example, stop. A stop is an example that can be used by both, but the difference is quite like I stopped eating cake and I stopped to eat another piece of cake. So how do you know what the difference of the meaning is? I stopped eating, we are looking backwards the event, whereas I stopped to eat is looking forwards at the event. Let's just recap. There are three different types of verbs that can be followed by the other verbs. The first example we looked at, there are verbs that are always followed by gerunds or always followed by infinitives. Then there are those verbs like life and love, which are sometimes followed by one or the other. The difference is meaning, but basically they are similar. Then we have those verbs like stop, for example, that we use depending on the meaning, and the meaning change quite a lot. So before we can continue with the next lesson, you have to stop and thinking about what is the next step that you have to do.